Okay, I want to talk about. I used to talk about back in the day, Breaking Bad, like reactions to every episode, and I haven't done YouTube videos in like a decade, but here I am again. By the way, if you want to hear more, like me talking about movies and stuff, uh, got a show called Recurring Nightmares. It's a podcast. It's on Apple Podcasts and Amazon Music, and it's two movies each month. Um, so yeah, I wanted to talk about Better Call Saul and season six, and specifically episode seven, I believe it's called, Plan and Execution. I think, and I specifically want to talk about the ending, but just like the show in general. So you have like these two storylines that are like always in contention on the show, kind of, and kind of separate. Like it's like Mike and Gus doing their cartel shit, and you have Jimmy McGill and Saul becoming Saul basically, and his lawyer shit. And this season has been all like Kim and him, like you know scheming against Howard and trying to get the settlement forced and disgracing him in the process. And I didn't know where it was going. Like it really felt like much of the show where it's kind of like spinning its wheels and things are taking too long, and like where's this going? Is this ever gonna go anywhere? Like so season six is like the last 2-3 episodes. You talk to people that like love the show and they're still like, what is going on here? Like there's so little time left, and you have to get to Saul really becoming Saul, and you have to get to him going to Omaha, and you gotta go through the whole Breaking Bad timeline and this and that, and you're like, we're still doing this shit where like him, like Jimmy and Howard are boxing. Like this is like 2 episodes back. You're just like, is this going anywhere? And the whole time I was telling my friend that the two storylines would merge. I thought they had to. I thought they'd come up with a way. I did not expect it like this. And so in this episode, you have Lalo kind of scoping out the drug lab once again. He's trying to get proof that Gus is like building this drug lab and trying to go independent and not be with the Salamancas. And you have Jimmy and Kim pulling off their ultimate plan against Howard, making him look like an idiot. And the way that played out with like where they like they made the photos of the judge, and then the judge was coming in to do that like mediation job. And Howard would think that he was like this crooked judge because he has pictures of him with Jimmy. There's a lot of like brilliant things about that, like the fact that Jimmy knew that he was being followed by this guy. In fact, Jimmy had set up who the guy was that was following him. Like they like when Jimmy got suckered into that boxing match, it like played into their plan anyways to begin with. Like they had always known that like Howard would figure out it was them doing it, and he would like try to hire this PI to like prove that they were trying to fuck with him, like with like the little things like the cocaine in his locker and stuff like that. I mean, that's just I don't know. It's brilliant. It's Breaking Bad style writing. It's just I don't know. I don't know how you come up with that. And yeah, so then he gets like Howard gets like first off, they put a chemical on the photos that like drugs Howard, which is another awesome touch. Which I don't know. My friend was saying that was from the vet. Like, is it ketamine? I don't know, but they drugged Howard on top of it so that his eyes would be dilated, and they were probably hoping he would act like, crazy, which he kind of did. But and like the brilliant thing is like Howard is like telling I think Cliff, the other partner, like all this shit, and like Howard realizes he's sounding insane as he's saying it, but he's stating his case. He's stating facts. He's right. Like Howard figures it out right away. I love that. But like in doing so, he sounds nuts, and he knows that too. Like and Cliff turns on him and this and that. And he's like, at some point, Howard has realized that he's lost. Like there's no winning this situation. Like no matter what he does, like the more he protests, the more he looks nuts, and so he just finally goes to Jimmy and Kim's house, and probably ill-advised, but he's drunk at this point, and he's like, "You won," He's like giving them a bottle and just trying to get them to admit it, and just wants to like settle it for his own mind. I really do think that's like mostly why he was there, but I also do think that Howard was recording the conversation, which is weird. I expected Jimmy and Kim to realize that more, that he was recording the conversation, because Jimmy does at one point say something that was kind of incriminating. Forgot what he said, like kind of like this "no one will believe you" type thing. I forgot, it wasn't that exactly, but as this is going on, you see the candle flicker again, and you're like, someone else is coming in here. And the thing is, like, when Howard knocks on the door to their apartment, I'm thinking to myself, is that Howard or is that Lalo? I said that out loud, actually, to my girlfriend, and it ends up being Howard. Of course, makes sense. But then Lalo is completely out of my mind. And then when the candle flickers here and Lalo enters, you're just like, holy shit. And then the two worlds are merging now in a way that you totally didn't expect, and then he just blows Howard away. Like, and it's just like, I was trying to explain to people that don't watch the show, like, I'm like, it's like the Red Wedding. It was such a transgression where it was just like, it was so wrong what happened to Howard and so unfair. So it was just wild, like, because of that. Like, you just, like, I said, holy fucking shit. Holy shit. I'm like screaming. And that's good television right there. Like, it's just, it doesn't, like, that doesn't happen often. That's hard to do. And they pulled it off there. Like, and I was not expecting anything big out of this mid-season finale, because they did not plan it as a mid-season finale, I guess. And wow, holy shit. So yeah, I don't know what else to really. I think I covered everything I want to say, but like just the things about the writing that I thought was brilliant, and I touched on. But and I guess my last thing I'll say is that, like, after seeing that, I don't think Kim is on this ride anymore. I think that she's either dying in that room on that night, or and I don't think that's the likely scenario of this, or she's done. Like, her and Jimmy are done. Like, that's just, he brought that upon their house, and that's just way, way, way too far. And it's just gonna, even if that's not the case, even if, like, what I'm exactly saying is not the case, like, that's the end of their relationship. It's gonna sour the relationship. It's fucked now. I'm really interested to see what they'll do with these, like, last 7 episodes after that. But holy shit, like, that was a hell of a, like, note to go out on until I guess July. But anyways, thanks for watching, and maybe I'll be back again. I don't know. It was a decade, and now I've made 2 videos in a week. Not super happy with how I'm making these videos. Here I am in my garage on my phone doing this shit, and I gotta figure out a better way. I would love to do, like, at some point, like, just editing and paring it down, like just so there's not a lot. But at the same time, just doing it off the cuff like this and just get my thoughts out is also kind of fun. And I don't care how many people, I thank you for watching, but I don't ultimately care. So anyway, yeah, Better Call Saul is great. I guess I'll just final note. We Own the City airs at the same time. Also amazing. But that's a different story for another day. Thanks for watching. Have a good night.